Welcome back to day 80. Today's practice is half moon pose. We've done this a couple other ways. We used the Warrior 3 version using a chair. We also did a version from Warrior 2, which I'm going to review again only because I felt like it was a little bit quick. So we'll have a chair and a block nearby, and let's get started. Take our arms out to the side, take in a nice inhale, draw your palms overhead, and exhale, lower. Continuing, raise the head, look up towards the hand, nice big stretch. Exhaling, chin to chest, allowing yourself to arrive to your one pose practice today. Let everything else outside go. Let's take one more. Draw your palms overhead and exhale, palms together and down. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate the Warrior 2 version using the chair. I'll move this block off to the side. Just to review, you can always continue that practice today, especially if that just feels better for you. So I have the chair here on one side of the mat. You might take it to the right side just so we're all doing the same place, but for a moment, let's just watch. I'm going to set up about a foot away from the chair. And we're setting up in our Warrior 2. So I step my feet wide and I turn my right leg and foot towards the chair seat. So again, my foot's maybe about a foot away from the chair. And I press my left heel back, all into this Warrior 2 stance. And I come into my Warrior 2, bending my right knee and extend the arms wide. So as I look towards my right fingertips and I take a look at the chair. So the idea is you're sort of shifting forward towards the chair to bring your hand to that chair seat. So I can step a little bit forward with my left foot. Bring that left hand to the hip just to start, and I bring my right hand to the chair as I raise my left leg. You want that leg to be straight out from the hip, pressing the ball of that foot away, and your shoulders are stacked. So you're rolling that left shoulder back. You can keep the hand on the hip or raise that arm. In this version, I just keep the gaze forward or down at that hand just to keep you nice and stable. And then as we transition out, you want to be as smooth as transition back into Warrior 2. My hand comes down, I bend that right knee and step back into my Warrior 2. All right, that's the chair version. I meant to practice when I was in Italy and probably made it a little bit too quick. So you can continue that version today. Otherwise, I'll demonstrate the next version using a block. It's still using Warrior 2. This time, I'm going to hold the block in my hand. I'm going to step my feet wide. You want to give yourself some space on that right side of your mat. So watch first, then we'll practice together. Turning the right foot and leg towards that right edge of my mat. Left heel slightly back. All the same Warrior 2 cues. And I bend that right knee. So here, I'm holding the short end of the block out in my arm. And I'm going to reach that block towards the floor. So bring that left hand onto the hip first. And you're kind of looking for a place to plant it just outside that right pinky, but ahead of you, maybe about 10 inches or so. We'll figure that out. So I'm going to step my left foot a little bit forward. I plant that block down. You're going to make it a lot smoother as we go, but this is good practice. So you step forward and back, and eventually I press that right hand into the block. I raise my right leg, or my left leg, raise my right arm. Now, in this version, it might be more stable to start keeping your gaze downward at the floor. As we build up our grounding and stability, we can start to turn the head forward or maybe up towards that hand. Same idea, transition slowly back out into our Warrior 2 and back out. All right. Let's try to practice together. Now, you won't be able to look at me while you're doing this, but we'll take our time and I'll use our verbal cues. Start in your mountain pose, holding the block in your right hand. Step those feet wide. Give yourself space, top of the mat. If your block comes off the top of the mat, that's okay, as long as you're on a flat surface, flat, smooth surface. Turn the right leg and foot towards that right edge of your mat. Left heel gently back. Bend that right knee. Let's take the arms wide. You're holding that short end of your block. Look towards the block. Bring your left hand onto your left hip. And now start to find a point where you want to plant that block. Step your left foot forward. Let's do that a couple times. Place the block down. Stepping back. The block's going to end up right under your shoulder. And maybe today this is where you're at. You can raise that foot a little bit off the floor. Keep that, trying that. Starting to strengthen through that right leg. And when you're ready, gently, you're not putting all your upper body weight into that block. You're really using core strength, strength of that right leg, left leg energetically reaching out. If you feel comfortable, raise that left arm. If you step on out, that's okay. Try to step that left foot gently back, but take your time, hold a breath there, gazing down, starting with your gaze downward at your block. Slowly transition out, bring that left hand to your hip, bend that right knee, step your left foot back, and come on out. Let's heel toe the feet together. All right, so it's a nice way to practice just shifting the weight into that forward leg. Let's do the other side. Switch the block into the left hand. Step your feet wide. Turning your left foot and knee, whole leg towards the left edge of your mat, right foot back. Find your stability, your grounding in your warrior two. Easy for me to say today. Bend that left knee. Extend both arms to start in your warrior two. Gaze at your block. Bring the right hand to the right hip. And then start that little shift. Just look where you might place that block. Do that a couple times. Then you can start gently. Shift the weight, stepping that right foot forward. You can keep the right hand or right toes on the block, on the floor. What am I trying to say? Now, if it feels like the floor is too far away, use the chair. Try that chair seat version first. And then when you feel ready, you can plant your block, strengthen through that left leg, raising the right leg. Palm gently on the block, but imagine the energy of your body lifting straight up to the ceiling. Keep the gaze downward. Energetically lifting, pressing through the ball of that right foot. Try to take a breath or two there. If you step out, that's okay. Maybe find your way back in. Take your time. Bring that right hand to the hip, bend that left knee, step back. Whew, warrior two. All right. Practice that at home. Take your time just practicing that shift of the weight into that forward leg. Even just doing a standing here, right? As you lift that back leg, you're really strengthened through that forward leg. Finding that grounding. You really don't want to have all your weight in that block. Think of energetically lifting up towards the ceiling. All right, so we'll place that down. Come back to take a nice closing breath. Hope you enjoyed that half moon practice. Really is a nice, fun pose to do. Once you get it, you feel very strong. You can even feel really light in that pose once you find all those little points in that energy of your body. All right, take a nice closing breath, arms out to the side. Inhaling, palms overhead. Exhale, palms together and down, gazing at your fingertips. Send yourself gratitude today for honoring your body, yourself, and all others. I thank you for joining this one pose practice today. Leave me any feedbacks, comments, or questions. I'd love to hear from you. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.